Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Hail Yes podcast. I am your host, Hailey Gamba. How is everyone doing today? It felt so good to be back last week. I just loved chatting with you. And so many of you guys ended up DMing me on Instagram saying that my energy was so infectious. You guys told me on Instagram, you guys also told me on my YouTube channel, and I really feel it. There is something so wonderful about having such a positive aura because you feel so amazing that it just trickles down to other people. Like you guys all feel it as well. So I'm hoping that that can continue. And this particular episode is for all of my people who are going through a little bit of seasonal depression, or maybe you're going through a life transformation. Maybe you just kind of need a little bit of a reset and a refocus, and you're trying to self-isolate for a little bit. So I wanted to just do a particular episode about solitude and how to really navigate it if you're someone who thrives in environments where there's a lot of intensity, there's a lot of people, we naturally gravitate towards noise and chaos and things like that. I know for me that over the years, I've exercised that muscle that enjoys being in calm environments. I enjoy quiet. Where when I was growing up, being that I was one of four, I'm the oldest daughter of four of us, and my house was very noisy growing up. My mom is very loud. My siblings would be young and crazy. We always would have friends over. And when I moved out into my own place, I still was living with a partner for a little bit. So then when I became fully single, that was when I feel like I could hear a pin drop. Granted, I have two dogs and they keep me very busy, but I don't know, it's just different. Growing up in a loud household where I'm always doing things, there was activities going on, there were friends over, my mom was cooking dinner, maybe we were getting yelled at, who the frig knows. There was not much quiet time, and I really had to embrace my solitude and accept it and learn how to navigate it so that I didn't get lonely. And so many people ask me, how does it feel living alone? And do you ever get lonely? And the truth is, I don't know if I ever truly get lonely. I don't know if that's the word. I have a lot of amazing people in my life, and my routine does call for a little bit of social interaction. Granted, I think that I really enjoy my time to myself. I believe that there is so much that we can get done, whether it's a personal discovery, a hobby, literally just resting. There's so much that we can do. But I understand that for some people, it can be very overwhelming and anxiety ridden when you've always been in spaces that required you to be present in a different way. You were present for others and not for yourself. So now you're having to really learn how to be present with thyself, which can be difficult. There are definitely moments in my day where I will feel wait, it's a little quiet. I feel a little weird. I don't know exactly what the word is, but I guess it maybe just is an anxious feeling where I'm not sure what to do with myself. I don't know what task I should take on. Sometimes I have so much to do, and then sometimes I have so little to do. So honestly, depending on the day, I don't know how to fill my time always. Granted, I love to create a schedule, but there are some moments where a schedule is not necessary. So I'm going to kind of discuss how I am embracing solitude in 2025 and what I think it really does for you as a person. I think the first thing that you guys have to really understand is what's so beautiful and amazing about having time to yourself is you learn how to really love your own company. For many years, I was always trying to fill my time with friends, with family, with activities, with hobbies, because I didn't know how to genuinely enjoy time with myself. Now, if I ever was to be alone, I would watch TV or do something in that regard because it just required me to have to focus on something else. But when I got older and I started to really practice solitude in a different way, I tried to find ways to not escape and to be a little bit more present in what I have going on currently. Now, I think there's two ways to truly embrace solitude that are very helpful. The one way that you can embrace it is by doing things that require you to be completely present with yourself. And then there's another way where you can just genuinely enjoy time without thinking about yourself. That is important. Both of them are important. If you're an overthinker like myself and you have a little bit of ADHD, sometimes doing the latter is so crucial. You need to learn how to turn your brain off and just be present and enjoy life. You don't always have to be super fixated and focused on your goals, your tasks, what you have to do, what you don't have to do, what you don't like, what you do like. Like sometimes it's just nice to live without thinking. Try to really practice the absence of thought once a week. This is crucial for all of my overthinkers. I think a lot of you guys possibly experience lonely feelings because you're thinking too much. Because if you really leaned into the present moment, you'd realize that it's really not that bad. There's nothing that horrible and bad about being with yourself. There's so much we can do, whether it's reading a book, journaling, picking up a hobby, watching TV, making ourselves a comfort meal, exercising, going for a walk, hanging out with our animals, listening to music. There's a million things that we can do to fill our time. But when you're thinking instead of filling your time and you're overthinking and you're overanalyzing, it can bring up lonely feelings. And I have learned as I've gotten older to not let other people's feelings penetrate my own particular aura. And I have to say, this is a lot more difficult than you realize. Let's just say you externally processed with a friend or a person and you said, oh my God, so-and-so didn't text me back. And then the person responds with like this very dramatic tone and energy. And they go, oh my God, how upset are you? Are you freaking out? Are you panicking? I would die if they didn't text me back. And now you feel like, oh my God, should I be more upset about this situation than I am? And then you start to internalize other people's energy and aura and take it on. And now you're freaking out about something that maybe prior to that moment you weren't. So I really want you guys to practice and implement taking radical responsibility of your own emotions and not internalizing other people's projections. This has really allowed me to enjoy certain moments of my life. For instance, everybody in Jersey, New York, or wherever that I speak to will complain about winter. They'll say, oh my God, I'm so depressed. I hate the winter. I can't wait for summer. This is so tragic. And in the past, I used to like jump on the bandwagon and be just as depressed as they were because I thought that that was how I had to feel. But I don't feel that way. I think that that was a manufactured feeling based off of other people's feelings. And I realize now that every single part of my life has a purpose and I actually really do enjoy seasons. I am the kind of person where if it was summer all year round, I don't believe I would truly appreciate the weather. So having the cold weather allows me to do certain things that I wouldn't do in the summer. Resetting and reprogramming inside by doing certain things that require my undivided attention inside. I also love to cook in the winter. I love to do more comforting, safe, secure things like watching movies, journaling, reading, where I'm not going to want to like sit inside and read all day during a beautiful sunny day. I'm going to want to do that when it's cold out. So I have learned as I've gotten older to not internalize other people's projections and emotions and make them my own. This really allows you to lean into a happier space. I am a big believer in trying to be as joyous as possible. Granted, there are going to be days where you're not going to feel as amazing. You're not going to feel as peppy. You're not going to be as energized. But that is okay. I think that that's totally normal. But you have to really just welcome in those feelings and not allow other people's feelings to be yours. So how I've embraced solitude was by just doing that. I am starting to embrace it by leaning into activities and hobbies that make me feel good during this time of year. There's so much beauty in being alone, and I really want to emphasize some things that you can really discover about yourself when you are sitting in solitude. Of course, the biggest thing is definitely that you're able to reflect and have a lot of self-discovery. The more time I spent with myself, the more time I was able to understand who I was deeper, what my deeper desires were, how I was able to lean into my creativity more, how I was able to be more introspective with my life, where when I was spending a lot of my time doing things to distract myself, I really didn't have much time to sit with myself and enjoy my own personal thoughts, my own personal energy. I was more so absorbing other people's energy and vibe. So this really allows you to separate yourself from external distractions and influences and connect deeper with yourself. So that is something that I really enjoy about my alone time. And I love that I'm able to just build a stronger relationship with myself. It's so beautiful when you're able to genuinely enjoy your own company. And I think for many years, I didn't know how to do that. I was constantly trying to distract myself from being with myself. And I think a huge reason was because I didn't like myself fully. And I like myself now. I like that I know how to be creative. I like that I have moments and spurts where I'm cleaning and I'm being introspective. And then when I'm being silly and fun, and I get in like these very almost like chaotic and erratic moods where I'll like completely tear something up and do a specific project, or I'll go through my wardrobe and start picking out outfits for the next season, or I will sit on my computer and plan out like the inner workings of a design that I want to do for my home. And I have so much fun doing that. And then when all of that kind of ends, I like to sit, watch a movie, have a nice laugh, maybe make myself like a cup of tea and just enjoy being at peace. There's something so wonderful about resting the brain. So hopefully that kind of gives you guys some ideas. Having creative expression is so crucial to genuinely just being a human with originality and authenticity. As a creative myself, I think for many years I would put off my creativity. So this year in my solitude, I really want to start painting again. I am transforming my second bedroom into my future office, and my current office is going to be my podcast studio / get ready with me room. I have been just prolonging the experience of getting that particular design situation done because it's going to require a lot of time, energy, effort, and money. And I just wasn't ready. So now I'm going to really lean into that and enjoy that process. And I'm excited. Like, I think that that's something that really is a part of my creative expression. Although I have had one of my friends who's an interior designer help me with a lot of my creative design, I am a pretty good design person myself. Like, I definitely have the vision. I know what I like. I know what I want. I'm a big believer in making my space happy and exciting and have positive vibes because all of my work is done in my home. So every single room that I transform is light, it's airy, it's calm, it's tranquil. And I want my creative expression to show that. I really would love to put like an easel and some paint in my office that I'm going to be creating. And I want to paint in my office. So I'm going to be doing that this year. I have been putting off painting for so many years now. It's ridiculous when I know how much I love to do it. I think it's a really beautiful thing to be able to like deliberately step away from the world and just try to improve yourself and connect better with your soul. I know it can sound a little bit not exciting for people who genuinely thrive in experiences and in company of others. And I believe that there is a duality to it all. Like, you can enjoy people and still enjoy yourself. You just have to really work that muscle and force yourself into doing it. Start little by dedicating one day a week to your alone time and try your best to disconnect from socials, disconnect from your phone, do certain things around the house or wherever you're living currently, whether it's like an apartment or with your parents and you have like a bedroom, and clean up, tidy up, because there's nothing better than having alone time in a clean, happy space. I prefer when my environment is a reflection of how I want to feel. So I like to clean every day. And on my solitude days, I clean a little bit deeper. So I'll like scrub my shower and do little things and throw stuff out and go through my refrigerator, do some laundry, whatever and whatnot. Like, I'll just make it a little bit more of a task to get the space feeling really great. Another thing that you can do that's small is dedicate maybe like 30 minutes or even less to reading a book every night before bed. This is a great way to turn off your brain from external things and just connect with a story, connect with something that feels peaceful. And it's also like a great little life medicine to helping you sleep a little bit better. I'm a big believer in that, but definitely like this is going to require a lot of learning and unlearning. We as humans, especially in 2025, have gotten really good at distracting ourselves and not being able to sit and do something for a long time. We have so much going on around us that it's really difficult for us to force ourselves to do anything that isn't chaotic and isn't constantly changing. So get better at that. Like painting requires my undivided attention for sometimes hours on end. That is something that I have to lean into in this new year to really enjoy my solitude. I also think another small way to enjoy your solitude, if you're stepping back for isolation when it pertains to maybe building something for yourself, creating some sort of business plan, or stepping into a space that you haven't walked in before, start creating some brain dumps, make a Pinterest board, get really excited and maybe watch a few YouTube videos that are catering to whatever it is that you're trying to do. This is the work that is required to building the best version of you. Whenever I think back to a time when I built something really wonderful for myself, essentially my career, I thought about how there was so much time that went into the planning process. There was so much learning. I would watch YouTube videos of people who have done this before. I would pin things on Pinterest that resonated with what I wanted to align with. I would sit on Canva, or at the time it would be PicMonkey, and create like little design things that like showed my logo or made certain things. I kind of figured out what my color scheme was going to be and how I wanted things to be displayed. Like that requires time. And essentially that is required in your solitude. You can't really do these things when you're in a group. You can't really do these things when you're at work. Like this is going to be something that is needed to be allocated in time alone. So there's so much to be done. And yes, I believe that those who are the most successful, the most happy, learn how to step away and embrace the FOMO, embrace the alone time, and use it to their advantage. So that's something that I always think about when I step back and realize how I've been able to create the life I have now. As someone who has implemented a little bit more balance in my life currently, I have gotten a lot better at stepping back and resetting. I think in the past, it used to feel really drastic. So I would tell myself, okay, like in a week or two, you're going to have to step back and do some things for yourself. And whenever I would do that, it would feel like so drastic. It would feel like a complete life shift. And now, as time has gone on and I've gotten better at it, when I step back now, it doesn't feel super drastic or different. It just feels like, okay, this is the time in my life that is meant for this particular step. So I told you guys in my last episode that I was drinking throughout the summer and even carrying into the holiday season. And I decided to participate in Dry January. And it did not feel like a drastic life change. It just felt like a life change. And I'm really happy with it. I've been embracing it and I've gotten so much stuff done, and I also look better. So it's just like a win-win. So the more that you do these things, the more you step away, the more you embrace your alone time, the less you'll feel it doing things to your emotional space. You will learn to love it. You will learn to embrace it. And you will learn to understand what it's doing for you. There is never a time where you are working on yourself during isolation period that it doesn't actually benefit you, that it doesn't actually create some sort of amazing thing in your life. So learn to embrace it because there's always a reward for it. Now, I also wanted to just list some things that you can do in your alone time that can make time pass by for those who are lonely, don't know what to do, and genuinely just don't have a grasp on how to really enjoy solitude. I have an entire list in front of me. I will read some of the things that are on it. There's like 80 things on here, but I will read some of the things. You can clean your car. You can make a playlist. You can organize your space. You can listen to a podcast. Hey, the Hailey podcast, of course. You can learn a new language. This is wonderful. Like I'm going to be doing this year. You can update your resume. You can go on Pinterest and pin things. You can go for a walk. You can create a vision board, journal, learn about finances, read a book, paint or draw, meditate, do some yoga, declutter your phone. Oh, this is a big one. Like, I actually need to do this week. You can bake something, you can organize your emails, make a bucket list, redecorate your room, vacuum, clean your makeup brushes, declutter your makeup and jewelry, learn a new skill, create new outfits, organize your photos, make a to-do list, start a free course, catch up with a friend, try a self-made face mask, have a pamper day, create a wish list, test out a new hairstyle, call a relative, make your own hygiene products. I would not suggest that. That's on this list. I would not do that. Plan out your week, write 3 short-term goals, find a pen pal, work on current goals, look up new recipes online, go for a car or bike ride. I love doing that, actually. Sort out your fridge, go grocery shopping. There's literally so much you can do, and it becomes fun. It becomes exciting. And again, you just have to exercise that muscle. Create a day a week where you're gonna be able to honor that you're gonna get that done. And the more you do it, the more fun you're gonna have doing it. I am a big believer in stepping away, regrouping, recentering, and doing things with yourself. And what's so beautiful about spending time alone and learning to enjoy it is that you become a little bit more protective of your energy. There's so much that comes from this that you don't even realize until you reflect later. And you learn that when you start to love your alone time, you don't just let anybody in your space. You don't just let anybody penetrate your energy and your aura. You become a little bit more intentional with how you spend your time. You become a little bit more intentional with who you vibe with and who you want to date or become friends with or hang out with. You become a little bit more specific with curating different activities for yourself, and you do things that feel good and feel like love and feel like alignment rather than just doing things to kill time, because you no longer need to kill time. You are starting to live more intentionally. You don't need to do anything to make yourself feel good. The self-regulation that comes with enjoying your alone time is so beautiful, and you learn to let go and move on a lot quicker. You don't have these unhealthy ties to people, places, and things because you know that what is meant for you just comes and flows. And that in the meantime, you'll be okay because you know exactly what to do with yourself when you're not doing things with people. So I have found so much beauty in solitude, and it has allowed me to become a little bit more mentally tough. It has allowed me to feel stronger and better, and like I don't need anybody, but everything and everyone that's in my life is meant to be there because I placed them there. It just also allows you to have a mental reset. There is something so mental health friendly about sitting with yourself and learning about yourself, because you start to understand what triggers you, what makes you feel certain things. You also learn that taking a step back and resetting is exactly what you needed to get back into society and do things again. It allows you to think a little bit more clear, and you're not making impulse decisions as much. You're able to be more discerning, and there's just so much beautiful life lessons that come with this. So I'm hoping that this episode served you good and you're able to really embark on this journey from a place of love and excitement rather than fear and anxiety, because it's a beautiful, liberating experience. You will learn to love it and you will learn to enjoy it when you do possibly start implementing the balance back in your life. So let's just say you're single right now and you do want to have a partner. You will then enjoy time with a partner and really be more intentional with that quality time. And then when you do take a step back and have solitude, you will be able to do so and enjoy that as well. This allows you to work on your codependency and your anxious attachment styles. You will learn to love your alone time the more you implement it in your life, and it will allow you to just be more free and creative with all of your life. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I really enjoyed making it. And if you're dealing with seasonal depression or anything that's feeling a little anxiety ridden during this solitude isolation period in your life, I hope that you can try to find ways to self-regulate and cope in a healthier way by embracing it and understanding what it's doing for you. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
Pioneer.